Poll question today, Seton. What are you thinking about?
The new kickoff is way better but hokey or worse.
It has to be better because, there was no kickoff. It was basically put it in the end zone and bring it out. It's a hokey look. That, I think we can agree on that. Like, it's weird. It's like these guys are standing there. I'm standing right next to you, 10 yards away. Go! And then I'm wondering what kind of ingenuity is going to happen here, where all of a sudden somebody's going to go, I think we figured this out. Now, can I bring offensive linemen back to where the kick returner is? I know I can't set up a wedge, and I don't know what the official language says, Paulie, but doesn't it seem like, how about I get a couple of athletic blockers, guards, and then maybe they can be sort of a wedge, without it being a wedge, a battering ram. And now I got a couple of blockers in front of me. All you have to do is get through that, that first line of defense, and then you're gone. Yeah, Paulie.
Looking at the rules, you have to have two returners spread out in that return zone, kind of back by the 5-yard line.
Okay.
Then on the 35-yard line, you need the rest of your team. And the team has to be spread out. You need two guys outside the numbers, like the 5-yard line number, two inside, and then two inside the hash mark. So that's to prevent a wedge to be set up in advance.
Okay.
Now, what you're saying is there's no rules on what players can be on the kickoff return or kickoff coverage team. So you could put 4 backup offensive linemen in the middle.
Okay.
Or a backup offensive lineman as the second return person that joins the actual kick returner as, like a escort.
There's going to be modifications to this. It feels like this isn't a finished product, but at least we have movement. And that's all I was asking for. But you had 8 kickoffs and 7 were returned. I'll take it because the alternative is what? Nothing. They're not going to go back to what they had before. They have to have movement there. You still have to have the kickoff. Yes, we have modifications to onside kicks as well. Have to be trailing fourth quarter, and you have to announce that you're going to have an onside kick. Okay, maybe. I don't know what the percent of success is going to be, but it'll be probably below like 3% for these onside kicks. But you got movement on the kickoff. I'm fine with that. We just started. I don't know if I can complain about anything. We had football last night. And granted, you're going, well, you had backup quarterbacks. I don't care. Brett Rippon, I don't care. I'm fine with that. He threw for 166, 3 touchdowns. Hall of Fame game. They should put him in the Hall of Fame this weekend after that performance. I'm good with that. I think he's thrown a total of 3 touchdown passes in 12 previous preseason games. So he is one of those. He's a great preseason quarterback. Case Keenum, he's a winner. He played last night. Davis Mills in there as well. I'm okay. I'm not going to be complaining today. I'm not going to be a buzzkill. Yes, Ethan.
It feels like you put a football play back where one had been taken out.
Sure.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. It feels like the cool thing at first was to be like, what is this? Like to sort of like crap on it. But it's like, I don't know. It's not that crazy. It's not that different.
It can be wonky, but still it can be okay.
It's a real football play.
Yeah.
Instead of just kicking the ball off, dude puts his arms out to say, all right, I'm not going to take it. It was stupid.
I'm okay with that. Like, it's good. As Paulie likes to point out, it's like getting a car for your 16th birthday. It's not a good car, but it is a car for your 16th birthday. Yes. Yeah. What's the difference? I get to walk, ride a bike, or I get a car. I'll take the car, even if it's a Hornet. Or a gremlin. Yes, Todd.
I'm glad there's going to be more kick returns, but was there a party while they were trying to explain it with graphics and animation where it became even more confusing? And what does that say about the gimmicky nature of it, even though we're getting returns back?
Well, when Joe Buck is trying to explain it to start the broadcast, I knew less when Joe was done. I thought that they didn't give him enough time to really set this up to say, this is what it is. There was a graphics package there. I mean, somebody spent a lot of time on it. It was too much to try to fit in there, squeeze in there. That should have been something that was given probably 3 minutes, 4 minutes to be able to discuss because it is important now. This is one of, I think Joe even said, this is the biggest rule change that the NFL has ever had. And I'm paraphrasing, but I mean, it is. We have changed the game. Now we have movement on the kickoff, whereas before we did not. And the strategies that are going to be there. Or if the ball goes in the end zone and now out to the 30. Like now we have a football play. It might not be the prototypical, oh, I understand that. I think by, week 2 or 3, then we'll kind of understand everything. And then we're going to see some nuance there and some strategy there. And that'll be fun. Yes, Eaton.
Is football the only game where understanding the game itself is constantly in flux? It's going to take us a couple of weeks to get used to these new rules, and then we can get back to being confused about the old rules, where we debate if something was a catch, if this was or wasn't that, if this was or wasn't that. I don't know. It feels like football is the only game that you're just constantly... Wait, is that the rule or not?
See, I'm still trying to figure out the catch. And that feels like, you know what, when you bring in more lawyers...
Can't fumble out of the back of the end zone, and then you got to...
Yes. Like they kept adding to the rule. Instead of saying, let's subtract from the rule, let's make it really simple. A catch, inbounds, whether you lose it out of bounds. The ground can't cause the fumble. Yes, it can.
Like the 10 Commandments are pretty simple. There's no, Commandment 3 CBA-259 giving the different...
Were there more than 10? And did they pare it down to 10?
Like Commandment 4, Section B.
It feels like there were more than 10 commandments. I mean, I'm thinking maybe there were probably 15 to 20. And then Moses said, I can't carry this down there.
Way too heavy.
My back. Going to be on the IR trying to carry down all these commandments. Yes, Todd.
So part of this new kickoff dynamic rule thing is, at least in part, not only to just bring back returns, but for player safety. But on the other hand, let's see if they'll play 19 games, 20 games. Maybe they'll play 23 games. Maybe we can play the Super Bowl in May. It's like, seems like they're talking out of both sides.
Todd, we're not doing that today.
Why?
No one said anything about playing the Super Bowl in May.
But are those opposing
Nobody
things?
said 23 games.
But do you agree that those are opposing things? We're worried about safety and they're going to crash into each other on these returns.
Okay,
but
but
let's see how many games these guys are willing to play.
Todd, what did I say to you before we started the show?
Not to be negative on a Friday.
Yes.
I think it's a fair point.
And where are we going? Well, you can say we're going to 18 games. That's true. The middle of February, now President's Day weekend. Nobody said May. You're being a buzzkill, and
but
I said
we
we're
say
not
the
doing
players
it.
don't care about the players themselves don't care about safety. Why should we? So why can't the kickoff go back to the way it was and they all crash into each other? Why is it being manipulated while we're looking to have them play more games whenever possible and less breaks? Play Sunday, play Thursday, and then play the following Sunday. Play the Jets have 3 games in 10 days, I think, to start their season. Player safety.
Okay, this is it. This is the last thing.
Okay.
This is the last time we're doing this. Okay, we're going to be positive. It's a Friday.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Do you promise that's all you'll say?
Not all except for the show, but on this particular topic, if you want. But the Jets are playing like 3 games in 10 days, but player safety.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay.